Here we are on the upper Umgeni River on a misty spring day, having a look at wattles lining the banks of this lovely trout river. These wattles are problematic. They suck up water from the river. Not a lot grows under them, as you can see here, and that leads to siltation, which affects both the insect population and the trout. The Natal Fly Fishers Club has access to some of this water. It's great fly fishing water. It hosts brown trout, and we decided to do something about the problem. So in 2014 we had a work party to try and remove some of the wattle trees and bramble occupying the river banks. On that work party we tackled some of the easier stretches of river where it's fairly well manicured. We removed small trees and sprayed some bramble, and it was a great success. There was definitely a need to return, however, so following our May work party we returned in November of 2014 to do battle with some bigger trees. In a way, this work was a bit disheartening because when you get to the thick infestations, there's so many large trees that you don't get a lot done, but you do what you can in a single day. Here we are doing a recce of the river in August of 2015 to have a look at what needs to be done. It's a little difficult to see here, but what you're looking at is the near banks, which have been fairly well cleared with trees on the other side. Here's another view of the same stretch of river, some wattles on the far bank looking better. Coming into view on your left is a particularly good stretch where we did a lot of very good work last year on both banks. Have a look at that, some really good trout river. A couple of indigenous and chichis, but other than that, really nice and clear and a satisfying result. Now coming into view is that difficult stretch that we tackled with limited success. There are all those wattle trees. You can see some of them felled, but a lot of work still to be done on both banks. There's some flat ground there which augurs well for pulling of trees that have fallen in. Then as you move up you can see that ribbon of trees following the river. Here is the spot where we worked last year. Trees fallen into the river, both from before we got there as well as those that unfortunately fell in the river on the day. And those need a tractor to get them out. They're heavy and it can't be done by hand. Fortunately, in our 2015 work party, we have access to tractors, and we're going to use that flat piece of ground that you can see in the background there and pull trees from the river. One of our work parties will concentrate on that area and do as much as they can to have a pristine piece of river of about 300 yards perhaps. Then moving upstream, you'll see that there are a lot of stems. The plan is to have a second team of people moving more quickly up this stretch of river. The trees have already been poisoned, but they are still green, so they can be felled. The plan is to fell as many small stems as possible. It's a lot easier to fell the small ones. It's a lot cheaper. It has a good long-term effect. So the plan is to move all the way up this valley, and here you can see the trees snaking all the way up. There's about 8 kilometers of river that needs to be cleared. These trees will die because of the poisoning, but we want to go and remove little ones, and we want to remove ones on the far bank which have not been poisoned. So that's the work plan. It's exciting. It's a worthwhile endeavor, and you should be able to see the fruits of our joint labors. So come and join us in September of 2015.